Welcome to BRR Media. Today I'm joined again by Jeremy Skillington, Chief Executive Officer of Poolbeg. It's great to see you again, Jeremy.
We're speaking a lot these days, Rosie. There's a lot going on at Poolbeg, but great to speak with you.
Now, Poolbeg has announced that you've commenced trading on the OTCQB market in the United States. Tell us what that is and why you've decided to commence trading there.
Yeah, very exciting. Another development in Poolbeg as we move forward. So the OTC is a US market that has expanded in recent years beyond the pink sheets and is now includes a premium market, OTCQX, that includes companies such as Danone and Roche, for example, and then a venture market, OTCQB, for companies like Poolbeg. So it's kind of cross trading. We're still trading on the London AIM market, but allows us to have greater access to another, field of investors, and particularly in the US, where there's a lot of activity in the biotech and pharma space. But so it expands our network, let's say, of potential investors. So, very exciting time for the company as, we're 8 months post IPO at the AIM market, and we're progressing very well, both on our clinical development pipeline and preclinical pipeline, but also now looking at other investors. I think the key point here, Rosie, is that our shares will be now listed in the US with US investors, in price in US dollars during the US market opening time. So it's broader access to investors. So again, we're hoping to broader and enabling greater liquidity for these shares. But we will continue to trade on AIM, just to be important. So it's got access to trading platforms such as Fidelity and Ameritrade, Charles Schwab, E-Trade, etc. So a lot of access to newer investors for Poolbeg.
And Jeremy, I think many investors will ask, is this the first step on your journey towards NASDAQ?
It's a logical question. What we did say at IPO was that was part of our strategy. I do like to highlight that what we said at IPO we've achieved from a development standpoint, from an in-licensing standpoint, building the company standpoint. So yes, I mean, that's our strategy list on NASDAQ. Again, this helps in that step to increase our exposure in the US. And I think it's like, we'd like to copy what Cathal and the Amrit team have done by listing on NASDAQ as well. So, but again, just to reassure US investors, this is a dual listing. We're not leaving the London market per se. So, we'll be available for trading on both platforms.
Does this mean there'll be new reporting requirements and costs associated with this?
Fortunately for us, no, that's not the case. I mean, interestingly, as a foreign private company, we do not have the similar SEC requirements. We'll obviously be reporting from our AIM market responsibility standpoint, so that's sufficient for the US OTC, and of course that kind of reduces the cost as well. We're not going to funding both kind of reporting approaches. So I think this dual listing is an ideal scenario for Poolbeg right now, particularly in this stage of our development as we're kind of rapidly growing and expanding with terrific ambitions to let's say go global from our lead program in severe influenza, and obviously that will be a global issue, let's say. So again, as I say, just to be clear, we're still retaining our UK listing, and all of our associated news items, etc., will go out on the regulatory news service as per standard. So yeah, it's just an exciting time for the company as we broaden and expand.
Well, Jeremy, another exciting announcement. Thanks again, and great to speak to you.
Delighted, Rosie. Thank you.